everyone, and welcome back to Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and today we need to talk about one of the biggest names in retail, a company that's truly a cornerstone of American commerce, Walmart. We've seen some significant news coming out of their Bentonville headquarters recently, news that has sparked debate, raised questions about the future of jobs, and highlights some key economic tensions impacting large corporations like Walmart. Walmart is set to lay off around 1,500 employees. This is part of an internal restructuring effort, with the company aiming to cut costs and streamline decision-making. According to reports, these layoffs are expected to impact corporate staff, including employees in Walmart's global technology team, e-commerce operations within U.S. stores, and its advertising unit, Walmart Connect. An internal memo stated the need to eliminate some roles while opening new ones, all aligned with business priorities and growth strategy, in an effort to accelerate progress and adapt to the changing environment. Now, whenever we hear about job cuts, especially at a company as large as Walmart, which, by the way, is the largest private employer in the United States with about 1.6 million employees, questions inevitably arise. And in this case, the announcement has reignited debate around the H1B visa program. Critics on social media and other platforms have accused Walmart of favoring foreign labor through this program, potentially at the expense of American workers. The H1B visa allows skilled foreign professionals to work in the U.S., and a significant number of roles, particularly in tech, are filled by Indian nationals. Some argue that companies exploit this to replace domestic employees with cheaper labor. However, it's not a unanimous view. Some commenters have pushed back, arguing that the main issue isn't the H-1B program itself, but rather outsourcing for cheaper labor. It's also been noted that Indian H-1B workers were themselves among those affected by the layoffs. So while the debate is certainly heated, the reality appears to be more complex than a simple H-1B versus American worker issue. Walmart hasn't publicly linked the layoffs to immigration or outsourcing. But here's another layer to this story that connects directly to the economic climate we're in: tariffs. These job cuts come at a time when Walmart had warned just last week that it planned to raise prices on some items, partly due to the impact of President Trump's tariffs. Walmart's CEO, Doug McMillon, had warned about potential price increases, and their CFO, John David Rainey, stated that the proposed level of tariffs was pretty challenging for all retailers, for suppliers, and that consumers are going to feel some of that. This prompted a public response from President Trump, who suggested that Walmart, having made billions, should eat the tariffs themselves rather than passing the costs onto customers. Walmart's response was that they have always worked to keep prices as low as possible and would continue doing so as long as it can, given the reality of small retail margins. This highlights a fundamental challenge tariffs pose to Walmart's business model. Their model relies heavily on maintaining low prices while managing a vast supply chain, including international sourcing. Tariffs on imported goods, particularly from countries like China, can lead to increased costs for Walmart. If they pass these costs on to consumers, they risk losing customers to competitors. Their reputation for low prices and extensive product range might help retain customers, but adapting their pricing strategy is crucial. The situation also impacts their supply chain. Walmart may need to diversify its sourcing, potentially increasing goods from the U.S. or countries not subject to tariffs to mitigate cost pressures. From an investor's perspective, market sentiment and earnings reports are key. Investors will watch closely to see how effectively Walmart navigates these tariff challenges. Strong earnings, despite the pressure, could boost confidence, while disappointing results could lead to declines in stock price. Walmart is also pursuing strategic initiatives to counter these pressures and drive growth. They're investing heavily in e-commerce, which can help offset some challenges, and strengthening membership programs like Walmart Plus to build customer loyalty. These programs might make members more willing to accept potential price increases due to the added benefits. Now, let's consider another potential underlying factor mentioned in the sources, especially regarding the tech job cuts: the accelerating rise of artificial intelligence. Some reports suggest these layoffs could be a signal of Walmart's move towards an automated future. Unlike past layoffs, these cuts hit white-collar tech roles in corporate hubs. Sources familiar with the matter noted roles within the global technology team were affected. Some former employees feel that tools they helped build, such as those for inventory forecasting or optimizing ad campaigns, might now be replacing them. Walmart's executives have talked about removing layers and complexity to foster innovation. However, industry analysts and affected employees voice concern that AI isn't just automating simple tasks, but is now optimizing complex functions, potentially reducing the need for human oversight. Companies like Amazon and Microsoft have also had layoffs, citing AI efficiencies or automation pushes. This raises a provocative question. Is Walmart, the largest U.S. private employer, trimming corporate roles to fund automation? And is this a glimpse into a future where retail operations are overseen by fewer humans and vast automated systems? Some argue that this is a signal that AI is reshaping white-collar work faster than expected. So, as we look at these Walmart layoffs, it's clear it's not just about a simple restructuring. It's a complex picture involving stated goals of streamlining operations, cost reduction, an intense debate about the H1B visa program and outsourcing, the very real economic impact of tariffs and how those costs are managed, and the potentially transformative, though quietly influential, role of AI and automation in the future of retail jobs. The people affected are bearing the brunt of these larger economic and technological shifts. It will be crucial to watch how Walmart continues to adapt its strategy, manages these various pressures, and how these changes ultimately impact its stock performance and, indeed, the broader retail landscape. That's a look at the multifaceted reasons and implications behind the recent job cuts at Walmart, based on the information from our sources. Thank you for tuning in to Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and I'll see you next time.